Quant is an easy 100x, right? So in this video, guys, we're going to be reacting to Quant CEO Gilbert Verdian, talking about Quant's future, as well as the Overledger future and how that ties in to the financial system of tomorrow. It's not just going to be Gilbert, the whole Quant team is going to give their 2 cents on the whole issue. So if you're not holding any Quant, make sure to stick around till the end of the video and see what they have to say, as they're experts in their own field. With that being said, before getting into the video, let's have a quick analysis on Quant's price right now. And as you guys can see, it is sitting at $99.19 roughly right now. And yeah, it did cross the $100 line, but only slightly. It's still hovering around that range. And this is obviously a long-term project, like I've been saying, guys. So that doesn't truly affect its long-term goals. It still has the vision, it's still tied to the Overledger platform, and it's still going similar to how Bitcoin is going. As you guys can see, Bitcoin did have a slight slump today, so that could be an indicator to why Quant has also slumped slightly, only slightly. It's still hovering and it's still looking good. So yeah, with that being said, let's check out the video and see what they have to say. Yeah, so tomorrow's money needs to be interoperable, programmable, and secure. And those are all things that the Overledger does. And those are all things that the Overledger is known for. So that is why we believe in this project. And that is why we've been forcing this idea in a way to you guys. And yeah, it is with good cause and it is with great future.
Society operates very digitally. We roam the world with our phones digitally. We move easily between countries and everything comes with us. But the one thing that's been left behind is our money. People think our money is digital. We've got internet banking, we've got automatic real-time payments and transactions, card payments. All those things are an overlay of the old money system. When you do a tap on a payment, a lot of things happen in the back end. And linked to that is a lot of parties that have to do things just to make that transaction happen.
Yeah, so people do think it, and this was me a couple of years ago as well, that money is digital, but it's still the same old system. It's still not innovative like it could be, and this is what Gilbert is actually trying to solve right now, with the Overledger obviously, and with Quant as well.
There's a way to streamline it, obviously with fraud checks, counterparty risk checks, but there's a better way if you make it purely digital, in line with society's needs. It removes a lot of the friction, it creates a lot of efficiency, and really provides a new way to use money.
Cryptocurrencies, they're not really money, right? So there's a few things that you have to be money, and one of those is have a stable value.
Yeah, so cryptocurrencies are not really money. That is also a very interesting concept to grasp. Some people do not grasp it despite, and some people actually get offended by that statement, but yeah, it's just facts. They're not money. Obviously, cryptocurrency can be worth like 2K one day and then 8K another days later. So yeah, they're not money, they're not stable. Even though the fiat currencies are not stable as well, these cryptocurrencies are not stable at all, most of them. So yeah, that's probably what he's going to say.
So if you've saved 20 grand, you don't want it to be worth 5 grand the following week because Elon Musk tweeted something, right?
Yeah, like I said.
So that's mainly the reason why they don't work for this. There's trust that you have in where you store your money, right? You store it with your bank, you trust your bank not to lose it. If you don't trust your bank, there's a compensation scheme because they're regulated. So they're kind of a speculative investment, really. A little bit of gambling is involved in there, but they're not really money.
The foundation of the blockchain economy. So obviously Quant is the foundation, and it is sitting, the Overledger especially is sitting below everything, and we're going to see a further explanation of everything about this and more in the following video.
Central bank digital currencies are inevitable. If you look at all the stats, 80% of central banks looking at a CBDC and what it means. And there's others that are piloting, and there's some that have actually implemented CBDCs. So a central bank digital currency is pretty much a reset of how money should work and how the whole infrastructure should be set out. And so what that means to banks is there is a new form of money they need to be ready for.
Cash is in decline massively. We've got today's digital money, which is not super smart. It works okay, but there's quite a lot of friction in it. And then we've got things like cryptocurrencies coming up. We've got private currencies from big tech companies coming up. So where we are, at the moment, we're at a bit of a crossroads. What are consumers going to be using to pay for things? And CBDC is kind of the answer to that in terms of where do you want to go, right? Do you want your money to be owned by and controlled by random people on the internet, by massive tech companies, or by the government you elected? Today's money it varies a lot, right? In the UK, it's great. We have some of the best payment systems in the world. In other countries, it's not so good.
Yeah, so do you guys think the UK money is actually great, or do you think it's overrated? Because I have been seeing a lot of people based in the UK on Twitter saying they're fed up with their system, and Gilbert actually has the solution to that system, and not just in the UK, but for everywhere in general with his Overledger platform and how that ties into the CBDC system.
But there's only so much you can do with it. There's no programmability, there's no automation. It isn't very smart, and it's quite fragmented. CBDC promises to add a whole level of programmability and automation to people's money so that they've got a lot more control over what it does and how it works without having to manually touch it all the time.
At Quant, we've been at the forefront of blockchain technology, first starting out by establishing standards for the industry to build the technology. We've created a central bank digital currency platform where all central banks can actually test practically the theoretical concepts of a CBDC and what it means for them. But more importantly, the banks can start integrating central bank technology into their payment systems. One of the projects we've been working on has been with the Bank of England and the BIS on Project Rosalind. We provided the whole platform and the technology by having interoperable CBDCs within the central bank itself. And that was used by industry to test people like Barclays, people like Amazon, people like MasterCard, to test all of their CBDC applications and use cases on top of our platform in a real world setting.
Yeah, so obviously he mentioned a lot of things there, namely Project Rosalind. We've been talking about that for a while now on this channel, so make sure to check out some of our previous videos if you're unaware. And he also mentioned some big names like MasterCard, etc. And yeah, the main thing that I take away from this is how good Gilbert's system is and how good he is and how big of a problem he is solving with the interoperability issue. And not just with that, with letting big banks like Oracle, like MasterCard, test out whether they can actually use CBDCs and how they can use CBDCs, because these things take time to implement and Gilbert is giving them the chance to actually test it out. So yeah.
This means they don't have to wait for a CBDC to be enabled. They can actually start testing, integrating, building, and making sure their banks are ready for central bank digital currencies. So what we'd like to do is work with other central banks around the world, but also take our technology to different markets so they can test it with their domestic banks as well. The changes are huge. I mean, we're already seeing the ability to create logic to make money smart, bring out some really powerful use cases that benefit consumers like you and me and benefit businesses, because it really takes friction away. It automates a lot of complex workflows, but it makes your money, your bank account in your money roam.
Yeah, so that is actually crazy. They're implementing the logic, like he said, in the in money. They're making money smart, which is an idea that most of us have probably never even thought of before Gilbert Verdian showed up and before he kind of got the more popular in this space, despite him having lots of experience in the cybersecurity space. Kind of a couple of years ago is where he fully got popular in this space specifically. So yeah, I don't really see anyone else thinking like Gilbert and trying to make money smart in the way that Gilbert is trying and actually achieving it. So yeah.
If I'm selling you something and you promise to pay me, I just got to trust you. If it's a CBDC, you can promise to pay me and you can lock the money for me. right? So you can't spend that money on anything else. I know you're good for it. So then I'll send you whatever it is that you're buying from me. You don't pay until you've received it. You look at it, you go, okay, this isn't broken. Martin wasn't lying about it. I want to pay it. You sign for it with a delivery company. Delivery company is connected to the system. That releases the money that was locked in your bank account to me. That principle applies to lots of different transactions.
The whole concept of transforming the financial system is very complex and very difficult to do. What we're doing as Quant is really being the pioneer in this space, making the leap to digital currencies from central banks or to commercial bank money very easy and seamless to do. We're making it easy to integrate into existing systems. Banks can get involved today. They can do a private-public partnership. They can co-create what a CBDC should look like for them. They can have a seat at the table to provide their requirements. And what we do as Quant is really help everyone evolve to a new form of money, to a new form of smart money.
Yeah, so Gilbert is incredible. That's my takeaway from this video. And yeah, like he said, they are pioneers in this space. They truly have made it the integration from the integration to CBDCs seamless and frictionless. And yeah, you can actually start using today, not just user to user, but business to business as well. So that's my main takeaway from this video. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. Before I leave, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know, how do you think Quant's price is going to be going in the future? Do you see it bullish in the short term or in the long term, or both? For me, I know personally it is both, of course. And if you don't believe in this project still, let me know why. Let me know your opinion. And yeah, as always, guys, I love talking to you guys today, and peace.